Welcome to E360 TV, the live streaming and on-demand destination for influential voices and enlightened audiences. We offer trending, grassroots, and purpose-driven content across a diverse range of interests. E360 TV is more than just watching programs. We offer the ability to interact with live shows connecting audiences to real, authentic influencers and storytellers while streaming to millions of devices. Real experiences. Raw conversations. One destination for it all. E360 TV.
5 years ago, the Power of We Symposium was created to provide a platform for kids from all sectors where they could have a safe and comfortable environment in which to share both their joys and concerns. The Power of We Symposium is proud to have served over 250 kids throughout Romania when we took our mission global back in May of 2023. Now, 2 teams of amazing volunteers from both the U.S. and Romania embarked on an 8-day Legacy of Hope tour, bringing encouragement and hope to not only the kids of Romania, but also the adults who support them, and also to over 100 kids here in the U.S. who contributed handwritten letters of hope to our Romania mission of 2023. Now, this year, we are proud to provide this opportunity yet again in October, and we are super excited to up our game. New venue, 750 kids this time, and we want to see you there. We're looking forward to meeting you in person at this year's event, which promises, as always, incredible speakers, amazing content, and of course, some of the greatest kids on the planet. So, mark your calendars for October 24th, and we'll see you here in Chicagoland for the Power of We Symposium 2024. This year's theme is Always Together, Never Alone. Tickets are available now on Eventbrite or at powerofwesymposium.com.
Before you get it, baby, show me your soul. And honey, I'll show you mine. I'll show you mine. Boy, I'm standing right here holding up a sign, shamelessly displaying my state of mind. You walk right past me, pretending like you don't see what's yours for the taking tonight.
Hey! Welcome to today's installment of Bathrobe Moments. I'm your host, Dr. Lauren. Give yourselves a round of applause. So glad you're here. Hey. Ooh. Today's the 13th. That's a hint. I'm giving you a hint so you don't get in trouble for forgetting tomorrow's Valentine's Day. So I took care of that yesterday, or so I thought. Now, check it out. Look what I did. SJ, I'm just going to get it out there just in case it's you and I today. Just letting you, what is our guest? Something's going on. I've seen him backstage twice, and then he disappeared. And, no, oh, Lord. Hold on. I don't know hold on, y'all. Let's bow our heads for just a word of prayer for a moment. Hold on. Let me give him the link, you guys. Hold on. There we go. because things happen. Okay, there we go. Now, okay, while we're waiting on SJ Barakony to come, I want to talk to you about something. So yesterday, okay, this year, my husband and I decided Valentine's Day, we're not going to go overboard and go get a whole bunch of stuff and all that kind of stuff. We might go out for a nice dinner to our spot, that sort of thing. But we don't have to go and get definitely no chocolates. Seriously, and clearly, I don't think that one requires any kind of uh explaining why we both agreed no chocolates this year. Hi, SJ, I see you. Welcome. Our guest just flew in. His plane just landed, y'all. So okay, so that's good. So listen, what I did was I went ahead and I went shopping and got a whole bunch of different like work shirts and stuff for Dr. Brian, my husband, and just put them on the bags all over the bed and just said, there it is. I thought we said we weren't. I said we didn't. I held true to our agreement. I didn't get anything here. None of this is for Valentine's Day. And what's it for? It's because dot dot dot. See how you do that? Take a note, y'all. Take a note. That's all I'm gonna say. That was worth. I'm telling you what. I got extra credit in the book. I don't care what anybody says. I already know. Anyway, listen, I want to give a shout out to my good friend, great friend, a brother in the game, in the battle, Timothy Morgan. Right there, my good guy. Look at it. I got this from him the last week. He said, "Hey, Dr. Lauren Michaels, guess what day February 11th is?" And then on the back, it says, yeah, that's right. February 11th is Make a Friend Day. And so it's got all of his a QR code and send a text and get on my calendar and let's just make some intros for each other. See, this is the true test of being of service, being just love it. Thank you, Timothy Moore. There, let's look at him again. There he is. Hey there. Okay, so listen, great show for you today at this point in the game. Help me welcome my sidekick. You know her. She's been here all 7 years. This is year number 8 for both of us. Lucy McGillicuddy Ricardo. And I love me some Lucy, and that's the Bell of Purpose. The Bell of Purpose is something that is not just a gimmick. It is, how we doing on time? Great, perfect. It's a reminder that the truth has a ring in it, and I don't want you to miss any, okay? So now I'm waiting. He keeps getting booted out. Our guest, I see he's gone. I guess I got to rattle on. Let's see. Okay, I don't know what's going on with that, but we're gonna keep it going. He'll be back. He'll be back. Okay, doorbell just rang. Doorbell just rang. Hurry up before he runs out. I think he gets scared. And somebody just like, you turn around, go back in there. Face that. He's not as mean as they say. He'll find out in a minute, right? Put some hearts on the screen, you guys. It's our virtual way of saying welcome. This is no longer just any old kind of space. Right now, together, we are enacting the promise that's protecting this space, and it just went from great to greater because now it's a sacred space because we're in agreement through clapping. Put some hearts on the screen because here he comes. SJ Barakony. Ooh, I should have had the music to Barracuda with his name in. Ooh. Right through me. Is that Barracuda? Yeah. Okay. Welcome, Barakony. Did I say it right?
You did.
I did?
You did.
For real?
And yes, you did. It's
Hey.
4 syllables and it's Hungarian.
Well, yeah. What's the most mispronounced way you've heard it?
Barakony.
Barakony.
Yes.
Okay. To each his own. Well, we're glad you're here. SJ, I can get that one right every time. Do you share what that stands for? Those 2 initials?
This may come as a surprise, or it may be a gong show.
Scott Jr.
It stands for nothing. It just is SJ. That's my name.
Are you serious?
I am very serious.
So when you were little running around there, SJ, come in now.
Yes.
Time to take a bath.
Yes.
Wow. How cool
Yes.
is that?
Yes.
I would have been
So,
looking at you like this, like, you have initials for a name? Cool, if I was a kid.
well, yeah, because see, here's the thing. I think too many people are taught to fit in instead of being their authentic selves.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll tell you something, when you have a name that's unique, you're not going to fit in. And that's for a very, very good reason.
Sure is. I couldn't agree more. Well, I'm happy you're here, and you're known as not just a connector, y'all, a super connector. You know, yeah, you're known. You know this, a super connector. What is a super connector, SJ?
A super connector, I would say, is the last whistle stop on the train of human peer bonding or relationship building. You can start as a consumer, you move into a networker, you then become a connector, and then the last stop is a super connector. And one definition, amongst others, that I have personally heard is the following: you not only know a lot of people width-wise, but you also know people depth-wise. Therefore, the amount of connections you can make is more exponential in nature.
Okay, y'all, I'm getting ready to ring the bell. There it is. I'll tell you why. Because what I'm just come back with what you describe or what you just spoke to, how what it fits like in my journey. So I'm gonna tell you exactly what you just said. For me, networking is a different thing for a lot of different people. You know what I'm saying? And when you say, I believe in building deep as opposed to wide. You know what I'm saying? Not to say that's one big old clump of jelly in the middle of the peanut butter and jelly sandwich and it's not spread out. That ain't what I'm saying. But deep, abiding relationships, things that take by the root. There's a reason things that flourish have roots. And so, especially when you're building legacy, your legacy has to have roots, deep ones, if it's going to hang around for hundreds, perhaps thousands of years. And I don't know about y'all, but I'm not trying to waste 1 minute of this journey. Can I get an amen? So that get it. I get it. So let's talk about, let's just go up to the top of the sidewalk of the corner. Can we go up to the corner of the block? And let's start right here. In your opinion, and with your experiences, and there's a vast amount of that, SJ, what would you say the biggest default for people when it comes to how they effectively communicate and connect that they think is right, but it's not, or it could be better? Let's put it that way. What's the thing that trips most people up in your experience, where they're spinning their wheels and not really getting anything for it?
Oh, wow, that is a deep question, and I like it. I would say they look at the other person as the final whistle stop, and they don't look at that person as a conduit to 1,000 other people.
Oh, so they're not aware of the ripple effect.
Exactly. So, in other words, they might have a great idea
Yeah,
that they seek support on. They may have a fantastic product. They may have a world-class service. They may have knowledge in their head that needs to get out to billions of people. And I might exaggerate, but you get my point.
I do.
However, rather than look at that person as a conduit, as a fellow connector or super connector, they look at that person as a consumer that will buy whatever they're selling, and then they look at it as the end of the road. It is an open door to a whole lot more.
Okay. So can I hold on, writing some down? Okay, there's a show note. So, okay, here's what I'm going to put down. Let's role play. Can we role play?
We certainly can. I
Okay.
will I will
Okay.
honor it and I will do the best I can to play my part.
Okay, so here we go. You and I are at a Starbucks or whatever, and we're just sitting there, and I just happen to hear you get off a call or something. And if I were to say to you, I believe that one of the milestones or markers, if you will, that you know what you're doing with connecting and you enjoy that part of it, which is important, is the fact that you have a golden Rolodex. So what does golden Rolodex or platinum Rolodex mean, really mean? What should it really mean? Because see, some
It
people, I'm not saying golden Rolodex, platinum Rolodex, don't get it twisted. I'm not thinking it's like somebody's email list. See, you see where I'm going there. There's a difference. See, I'm talking about those roots. See, those roots, that's the Rolodex up here on the desk where I can go in here and touch it. Not some digital, because on here is where I have notes. So and so's anniversary date, daughter's getting married. Things
right.
that remember how we used to learn, how we used to be.
Yes.
Okay, that's what I'm getting at. Seriously, because I'm still that guy where if I'm on a call with you, like I've scouted everything in that digital background back there. But say a person we're really looking into their space. You can see, oh, look, golf pictures. There's a golf little trophy thing. So then you know something about them. They put it there for a reason. Let them know you see them. So there you go. So let's go from there. Take us down the road and tell us how you help people do better.
That you mentioned in our pre-lead up to this that you would ask these kind of questions, and you haven't disappointed. Um, so thank you.
Thank
And
you, I
I'm,
think.
yes,
Okay.
absolutely. I would not go on your show and criticize, I promise.
Well, I just
um,
had a feeling, and what I'm going to do is dip out and give you the floor for a minute or two so
yes,
that you can kind of go now without me butting in and lay out there because I've looked into what you do, and I think it's going to be great just to watch you do your thing here for a minute or two.
absolutely. So, how
Okay.
do I help people do?
Oops. First of all, you help them learn how to run a show because that was the wrong click right there. Sorry about that. Now, here you go.
Yeah.
Start over. I help people.
Um, I help people do a number of things, but if I were to sum it up for your audience, the first thing I help them with is I help educate them where the classroom failed them. The classrooms of the world, of the Western world, of the world itself, the globe, America, your local community, let's not say that they are without value. It's just they are stubbornly stuck in the past. And in the past had its purpose, but now the world has changed around it, and the classroom has stubbornly stuck as if it was still 1950, 1925, even 1900. So that's the first thing. It's important that the skills that are soft, that are transferable, that are durable, that are interpersonal be taught to every single citizen. And that simply is not happening inside of classrooms. So that's the first thing. Second,
Okay, let's hit that for a second.
sure,
Because when you say classroom, you mean literal classroom, right?
a literal physical classroom. Yes.
And starting at what demographic? Kindergartners? How young are we talking?
We are talking at the very beginning of the journey when they are the most malleable, most impressionable. So literally at kindergarten.
Okay. Now, does this also include um like homeschooling?
It absolutely does.
It does. See, because I could just see somebody go, I'm glad that don't he ain't talking about none of me. I could just see I do my kids, I teach them at home. So he ain't talking about me, but you are.
I am, because here's the thing. Um, if you are already teaching your youngest members of your household that it is most important to understand this market basket of skills that make you the most valuable adult.
Hmm.
I applaud you, and I don't care if it's inside of a physical classroom or if it's at home or if it's at a church or some other faith institution, wherever it is. I'm applauding you.
Yay.
However, if these skills are not being taught, then I am a resource available to you because my own story confirms how important they are. And I had a mixed bag of experience in classrooms when it came to these skills. And in some cases, some of these skills didn't come to me until I was in my 30s.
I know what you're talking about. Yep. Okay, can you throw a couple of the ones you experienced personally out there for us?
Ones that I did receive versus what I didn't, right? So you want to know the ones I did receive?
No, I want to know the ones you didn't. Where where
Ah,
where did they drop the ball?
oh, okay. Okay, I wanted to be sure I clarified that
Yeah,
because
yeah,
obviously this is two sides of a coin.
true.
Ones I did not receive, I would say the first, and to this day, I still struggle with this. So being authentic with your audience
Hmm.
is resolving conflict.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Not all conflict is bad. Conflict is tension that can be a fertile ground for improving things.
Hmm.
However, if
That's
you're
true.
not if you're not taught this, you can struggle for the entirety of your life. Okay, so that's one I did not get. Uh, Another that I did not get was being able to communicate verbally. I was a pretty solid A, grade B writer, so the written communication I received. But when it came to being comfortable in front of people speaking verbally like I am now, I did not receive that. So that was another one.
Mm.
A
So
third
you're saying,
one,
hold on. So you're saying when you're a little one, they didn't provide opportunity for you to express yourself in a group setting?
correct, because the default classroom makes you feel like a failure if you don't recite back to them what they expect you to say.
That's true. Yeah, I know what you're saying. Okay. Yeah. And then, so was that based on? Is your memory or knowledge of this based on what mark? Because that's not a class, so that's not But it citizenship marks. Like he could be. He's not. Where did they reflect that as? Oh, he could use some help. You know.
Oh, that's a great question. I would say it was at different levels, going all the way back to elementary, including in middle or junior high, and then it started to get somewhat better in high school, but it still had some holes there. And then I really started to come into my own when I was in university,
Oh,
right? So that one took until my late teens, early 20s to figure out. Um, So here I was. I finally felt like I cracked that one and I had it figured out when
yes.
I was able to give a tour of my university walking backwards.
Oh,
Okay.
well.
So I was 21 years old by this point, and I finally felt like I could talk in front of more than one person verbally. Okay. But up until then, it was up and down. I don't want to say I didn't have any successes, but it was a struggle because I would have liked to have had the opportunity to be taught this skill, not in a sense of past failure, but in a sense of becoming a little bit better every time.
Mm, nice. So, how long have you been doing the work?
The work, and I would classify this under the guise of the Sherpa, okay, of a guide, okay. The work that I've been doing as the Sherpa dates back roughly a decade now.
How's that Sherpa?
2014. 2014.
Okay, tell us again about this Sherpa part. What is that?
This is going back to how I introduced myself a few minutes ago. So let's
And
wrap it
futurist,
together.
yeah, get into the futurist and Sherpa. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, because what we're talking about now is a corollary of super connecting. Because when people ask me, describe yourself, what are you offering the marketplace? I usually land on super connector, futurist, and Sherpa. So there's the three, right?
Okay.
So we hit super connecting earlier, and we can always come back to that if you like.
Okay.
So now I've been describing the last few minutes to you elements of the Sherpa, and we'll get into futurist next. So does that sound like a plan?
It does.
All right, so let's finish off then by giving you a little bit more meat, meat on the bone regarding Sherpa.
Mm,
So a Sherpa is a guide.
a
Okay,
guy. Okay.
I am a guide here because the terrain of the mountain of living a significant life, let alone a successful life versus just mere survival, is changing all the time,
Mm,
right?
yep.
So I'm a guide to it because if I sat here and said that I had the exact map to what you need to do to get up that mountain or to get over that hill or that dell, I would not be being authentic with you and I would probably be selling you a bill of goods. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
For example, one of my earlier mentors that I had, and I still keep in touch with him from time to time, has said recently that the rate of information that is coming at an average human being is doubling every 12 hours.
Every 12 hours?
Every 12 hours. So
Mm,
in the Middle Ages, it would double every millennia. So compare those two. So if we were dropped back in a time machine to 14th century France, 15th century Italy,
mm-hmm.
Middle Ages, before the Renaissance, rate of information would double roughly every millennia. Okay,
Right.
so from 1000 to the year 2000, right, give or take. Now it's doubling every 12 hours with all the many futurist trends going on. So that's why I call myself a Sherpa, because the terrain is changing that fast. So I will guide you. I'm going to probably stumble and learn along the way too, because there's just so much going on.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm going to give of myself rather than attempt to hoard information and hoard knowledge that is so democratized now. Anyone can find it as long as they have intellectual curiosity.
Mm.
Anyone can find this, right?
Yeah. Uh,
However,
wait,
oh,
it just what came flying in as a download reminder to me. I have memes made and stuff, with messages on them that are my own, like Laurenisms. And I have one that I was considering to put, I haven't used it because I was like, I don't think anybody's going to get it. And it's got all these, how on the Matrix, it has those numbers that float down. So it kind of has that kind of thing going on, but it says, are you a digital hoarder? And then you said hoarding. Yeah, and I was like, and it took me right back to it. And I was like, oh, could this be? So I just, I also have ADHD, so that could have a lot to do with taking me. But I'm just saying, well, because I had it, and it's, when you're open. Well, no, you know what? Let's let this come on out here, because you're a guide, so you understand it. What I'm saying is, oftentimes we will get messages, we will get clues, we will be doing things that benefit the overall everything good that we're doing, that eases suffering in this world, even when we don't understand why we have it or what it's for. That's the obedience part. You see, I'm saying that meme, I could look at it like, oh, that's just a meme. No, if it took time and I invested time and energy and money and resources into it, then I should know too then that what is greater and who's working with me in this, the co-creation, is not going to waste anything. There is no waste. So when you said it, it took me back to it. Now I could just go, oh, what a coincidence. And then miss my blessing again. So I'm just saying, I want people to understand that. A lot of us go speeding through those intersections and we don't stop and say, did you see what almost happened there or what could have happened there? That's what I mean. Okay. back to you. So pick it up. Keep us going.
Absolutely. That was a good drop in because, see, what I'm saying is not off a script, so you never know if it may hit you a certain way. So that was
Right.
really neat.
Right.
Um, I love intersectional innovation. And intersectional innovation is innovation that you don't expect to happen because two things come together that may not appear to have blending ability, but they do.
Exactly. Mhm.
Sort of like bacon and donuts.
And
Okay,
oil
there's
and water. Right. But that's
yeah,
what they thought about Reese's peanut butter cups too. Remember that commercial from back in the day? You got your
yeah,
peanut butter on my chocolate. No, you got your chocolate in my peanut butter. And boy, a classic
right.
was born. So got
And
it.
then exactly, and then forgive the repetitiveness, but more recently, the one that just sticks in my head that I use all the time, and I'm using it today, is the bacon bits on donuts. So there you go.
You mean that?
Um,
That was a real thing?
it was a real thing. Um,
Okay. I'm not gonna judge.
so whether you like it or not, I'll leave it up to your audience to say, do I want bacon bits in my donuts? I'll leave that up to them. Okay, so
You know what? That
again,
could taste good though. Chicken and waffles does. I'm just
it
saying.
does.
Okay. So
It
okay,
does.
go ahead. So go on.
Oh, absolutely. Um, so again, a Sherpa is a guide. So you're guiding people through this potential minefield of exponential change and transformation.
Mm,
Over the last almost 4 years since C-19 showed up on American shores, we have seen an acceleration of a lot of trends.
true.
Okay.
Hmm.
Some of these trends were right there in front of people who had intellectual curiosity, but they didn't choose to pursue it. It's like, this is how I've always done it. I'm going to keep doing it this way.
Hmm. Hmm.
Others were completely oblivious to it, right?
Hmm.
So that was some of the trends. And then some of the trends came completely out of this last 4 years. So I believe the best value I can deliver is as a Sherpa, as a guide, because I'm learning some of these things, sharpening my saw like Cubby taught us on some of these things that I already was aware of, and some of these things were new to me too.
Yeah.
Okay. So that is why I am a Sherpa. And then I attach a number of different monetizable, flexible, customizable solutions to the brand and to the general concept of being a guide. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Now, if we shift to the third and last main descriptor that I use for my unique proposition, why am I here? Okay,
Futurist.
because is the futurist. Okay,
Did you come up with that name? Or, I mean, is that a real thing?
a futurist is a real thing. Yes,
What's it say in the dictionary for that word?
I have to admit I haven't looked recently,
Aha!
but
I'm kidding.
um, I haven't looked recently. But then again, I will defer if someone in your audience would like to provide it.
You better hope Sherry
Um,
McQueen ain't watching. She probably already has it. She did.
um, so
Okay, but
here
what does
is
it mean to you?
here's what it means to me, and here's how I deliver it in the marketplace.
Okay.
A futurist is someone, in this case, fill in the blanks with me, moi, him, whatever,
Mm-hmm.
however you're speaking of, so it sounds like English language instead of stilted, right?
Mm-hmm.
A futurist is one who sees over the next several hills,
Mm.
knows what's coming,
Mm.
and rather than avoiding it or fighting it, continues forward into that somewhat unknown territory.
So you're kind of like a broker on Wall Street, the way they look at stocks and stuff,
Right. You're
trends and
playing.
movement.
Edward Banfield called it long time perspective.
Ooh, that's very clear. Long time perspective because
Long
you're
time
not
perspective.
Right. You're not predicting the future. You're basing something on on uh how people do, not wait a minute. I had it. Doggone it. Because I can see it. It's clear to me. It's based on behaviors.
Yes. Be,
Told y'all I had it. Was just a brief, wasn't even a senior moment, kind of juniorish. Okay, because it was right there. I just had to come back here. Go ahead.
beliefs, habits, and behaviors are all very applicable, apropos here. So, case in point is there's so many future trends that I've tapped into. I like to subdivide it into the future of work or a workplace and the future of education. Okay. So that's the way I subdivide it, but understand as a futurist, there's a lot of different ways to skin this cat, as they would say.
Okay,
So,
skin it.
so here we go.
Okay.
Future of work. Your audience may be aware of trends like remote or hybrid arrangements.
Oh yeah.
That is a clear trend that accelerated greatly when the COVID era arrived. Okay.
Changed everything.
It changed everything because tell me this, Dr. Lauren, did you know someone that worked remotely before that era?
Nope.
I did.
I mean, I knew people that did. They had like, because my niece Allison did. She worked like she was a team leader or something for a big company. So yeah,
Right,
she could work from home, and I was like, lucky, right? Well, I did it, but my husband
right.
actually had a brick and mortar practice. He's a therapist, so he had a and had all 30 years of his career had an office.
Exactly.
He's 2 floors up right now
So what
doing the same
happened?
thing.
So what happened with that era is the accelerant was the COVID arrival. However, it already existed, but now people were able to draw separation
Mm.
between a physical edifice where you supposedly always had to report to work and the activity of delivering a product, a service, or sharing knowledge in your head was now separated. And people said, oh, I can cohabitate where I live with the work that I perform in the market.
Mm-hmm.
Big deal.
I know it. I was like this. What? You know what I mean? I don't have to leave.
You don't have to leave.
You had so much more time available suddenly.
Correct. Because what people should be aspiring for is creating a lifestyle where their work fits in seamlessly rather than have a work style where they struggle to find time for their life.
Mm. Ooh, that stung somebody.
Bingo. So this gave you a chance to shift the entire paradigm from so-called work-life balance, which is an old concept now. It is
And
now in the past,
overused, right?
overused. Now you are integrating it,
Mm.
the integration process. So it still requires you to have the ability to nicely say no if you do not wish to be working, whether it's for someone or on behalf of someone, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, and I see good morning, several good mornings there.
Yes, good morning,
Um,
everybody.
if you are in a time zone where it's morning, although the globe is a wonderful place, right?
Yes,
Oh, and
it
that's
is.
another thing too, of course. It opened our horizons to people around the world, right?
Sure did.
Because a lot of people were very used to more of a micro approach to working. I go to this building, it's in this suburb, city, town, or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But now it's like, okay, now we're going to expand it to the state or province or county or whatever, parish. Then, oh, by the way, now we can expand it to a region. Then
Yeah.
we can expand it to a country, a nation, a state. Oh, and by the way, now it's the whole entire globe. So
I'll tell you one thing, COVID did me a favor because I had no idea
yeah,
of my ability to pivot so quickly
bingo.
until I had to. And I was like,
Exactly.
you mean all this time I could have been? That's how I did it. I mean, or looked at it. So anyway,
Yeah.
let me ask you this. Oh, go ahead. Finish your thought.
Okay. Oh, absolutely. And then we will take stock there. So that's a
Mhm.
big, huge trend in the future of work. I will give you one more, and then I'll get to future of education next with your thumbs up.
And look, you just
Um,
said, "Oh, the globe is a big place." What if there's Adam Duvall over in the UK saying good afternoon? You talked him up. Hey, Adam.
bingo.
See?
And somewhere is saying good evening,
Right.
because if I have this count right, and I'm going off the top of my head because I want to be present for your audience, I'm not going to be looking up stuff. I believe there's 25 time zones on the globe.
Isn't that
So
something?
at any given time, someone is in a different time zone.
That's right.
So second future work trend, and then we'll get to education if time allows, future work. The second
Yep.
trend I'll speak to, and I promise there's
We've
plenty
got
more.
7 minutes.
Okay, so we'll get there before in the last 7 minutes.
There we
Is future work trend is asynchronous working. So some people love mornings and they're very productive. They want to get their work done between, say, 5
Mhm.
or 6 a.m. in their time zone and maybe 2, 3, or 4 in the afternoon. Okay, fantastic. That's asynchronous for them. That's that block of time. Some of us, like yours truly, love night work.
Me too.
Okay,
Like in the middle of the
so
night, you mean when people are sleeping?
um, it can depend on what you consider night,
No, I
right?
mean you.
Oh, for
I
me,
like getting up at 2 in the morning when everybody's asleep and working, like, I just
yeah,
especially when I'm creating. I just thought you meant that. Okay, go ahead. So,
right,
whatever, everybody's got a thing, like a clock
exactly.
we go by, right.
And then some would say asynchronous working is breaking into blocks. So you might work 4 hours, you might work out for an hour, and then come back and work. Or
Mm,
you may work for 2 hours, take care of your kids for 3 hours, and then go back to work for 4 or 5 hours.
mm.
Asynchronous work is where it's at. So if you are a workplace listening or watching this, if you can offer asynchronous opportunities to your staff, you are going to be a magnet for talent. But if you are insisting on the industrial age punch a time clock from 9 to 5 or 7 to 4 or 11 to 7, you
Mm.
are going to be left in the dust and I can't help you.
Ooh, not the dust.
So that's the second
I
trend. I
wouldn't
know
wanna
we
be
have,
you, whoever
right,
you are, covered in
right.
dust. Okay,
So,
so go ahead. So
so
how do people let's go here. So how do people start a conversation with you? What kind of questions are they asking themselves, whether they're cognizant of it or not, that you can help answer?
question number one is how to create win-win long-time relationships, business relationships. So that's the super connector.
That's worth its weight. Yes, keep going, keep going.
Second is I am having issues finding qualified people for my workplace and I need to staff up yesterday.
Mm,
Okay. And we're going deep here now. We're not just talking short term band aids, we're talking transforming a culture from the ground up here. Okay.
ooh,
A futurist can do that because a person who lives in the now will not be able to see this stuff. Okay. Or let alone living in the past and saying, well, we've done it that way for the last 27 years. Well, that ain't going to
so
work.
yeah. In other
Okay.
words, I refer to those kind of people as they have a drive-through mindset.
Yeah.
They want to just go through the quickest, just get it done, go through the drive-through. You know what I'm saying? This is not one of those parties.
Exactly. A third is I am a parent of some kind. So maybe I'm working for myself, maybe I'm working for someone else, and I'm not sure if the educational options that I'm hearing about are right for my family.
Mhm.
Can you tell me what else is out there? What's coming in the future? There's that keyword again. So
Mhm.
that's another question you would ask. Another one I can think of is I want to reinvent myself as a professional, And I don't think that conventional classrooms can provide what I am looking for. Can you help me? So those are some examples, and there's variations, derivatives of all the above. But those are kind of questions that you would come to a futurist, a Sherpa, super connector for, and not just to any type of person.
Yeah.
Okay. And I would find that the best types of people I get to talk to are those that are introduced to me, because that third party credibility, I'm not expecting it to be considered a lead or a referral. I'm looking for people that are willing to just open a door for an introduction and let the universe determine where we go.
Yeah, I heard something last week and I want to put it out there because this all makes so much sense. It makes so much sense. Listen, I heard someone say, it was an interview I was watching with a young man I was on a call with. He shared his screen. And this woman that they were interviewing, she said, your job is what you get paid for, but your calling is what you were made for. And boy, I wasn't where my bell was, but it was ringing, trust me. And so I just love this stuff. And this is why I love it right there. The reason I said what I just said about your calling is what you were made for is because so many people miss the fact that they are actually manifesting legacy. Legacy. Not, I tell people, stop with the building your soapbox out of things you created decades ago. If you're going to stand on one, make it out of things that you created moments ago. You see what I'm saying? Because now you know what I mean? Right. So let's talk about that mindset. Um the futurist mindset. Where does the person go to start sharpening their futurist mindset skills?
Where do they go?
Where do they go? To the library? Can they Google it? Can they get it on Amazon? Maybe it's an Audible book. Where do they get it?
That is a great question. Well, the first of all, they're going to get it in bite-sized chunks of learning, because that's the future of education, by the by, is it's bite-sized chunks now. It's not seat time. The industrial age was seat time. You sat in one seat in a physical building for X amount of time, and you got a piece of paper. Gone, out the door. Okay? Now it's bite-sized learning, on demand,
On demand.
just in time. That's how you do it now. So, whether you're starting a new enterprise, you're starting a second new business, you are working for some larger organization, you are a student that just graduated, and it's like, what am I going to do now?
Yeah. Yeah.
The graduation exercise, which I've been through, let's see, they technically graduated me from middle school. So, middle school, high school, and university, I've been through it 3 times.
Okay.
Okay. That is not the end of the line, folks. That is just a way station on the lifelong learning process. Okay.
Yeah.
So, where do you go? You can go to people like me and others out there that self-identifies futurists, that self-identifies Sherpas, self-identifies people that are wanting to mentor and provide something to you that will help you to move forward.
And I want
Okay?
to add one more to that because I experienced it just last weekend. Or
Please
weekend
do.
before last. I was in New York for an interview and I hung out with a lot of those kids that were 25, 26, 27. You know what I mean? They've been out of school for about 2 or 3 or 4 years and have started their mark. And I was at a mixer that was at one of their stores in downtown in Manhattan, right?
Sure.
And they had moved all the product and stuff, the inventory, and we were in there. And what these kids were talking about, well, how's your so-and-so going? Oh, and IPOs and, I'm on my neck. I just started another raise. And this one, she over there, she just finished her second 7-figure exit. She's 25 years old. And I'm listening to him, right? So I want to say that. I said all that to say this. Those people are the future. When you think, if you're a futurist, hang out with people that got the brooms and the 401 to clean up the shit my, the people in my era has created and is still creating. They're going to have to clean it up and
100%.
build their fortunes in legacy pieces all at the same time, just like all of us. We've all had to
100.
clean up somebody's mess. Go ahead.
Yes. That was so on the point that I was holding back the best I could, but that's exactly correct. Um,
Glad to hear
those
that.
kind, those kind of confabs, those kind of tribes, communities, whatever you want to call them, pick your favorite term. There isn't one right term.
Right. A
I like
collective.
the,
You know what they're using to
yeah.
describe it? Container.
Oh, a container.
And
Yes, there you
when
go.
I found this container, and they're pointing to everybody around them.
Yes, and you're thinking, where's the tomato can, right? The container.
No, I got it instantly because the
Okay.
terminology felt familiar to my soul. When I heard it, I
The,
said, why does that
yes,
feel and sound so familiar? Like
yes,
it's just a natural thing that's always been the container. We call it culture, tribe, vibe. But whatever it is, it's the container. It's that place. It's what Christians walk in to their place of worship and say, there's a sweet, sweet spirit in this place.
yes, exactly. So
Mm.
that is absolutely part of it. And I thank you for adding that into my answer because as a Sherpa, I realize, going back to what I said earlier as we wrap up here,
Yeah.
as a Sherpa, I realize I don't have all the answers. And I am willing, since I'm a lifelong learner, and also, again, the future trends are coming at us fast from all different directions. I am willing to say that I might not be able to answer the question, but then let's kick in the super connector mode now. I probably know someone who has an answer. Let
Who
me
has
open that door.
See?
Okay.
Do you see that? Listen, people, this, I'm gonna tell you what this is. When you find yourself around people that think like you do and they say things and it makes instant sense, it's not that, oh, look, we're so similar, we come from the same clothing designer. No, it's moments like those that you realize if you take out your soul swatches, your intent swatches, your purpose swatches, and you bring them together, you might just find out once in a while that you're actually cut from the same bolt of cloth. The two of you, the three of you. That's why we should always communicate and share and don't hide your, hold your blessings from the world. We are here to ease suffering wherever we can. And I'm so grateful for you. I'm going to tell you something about you. One of your anointings that with me in your presence. I don't know how often you hear this, but I'm going to leave you with it. I'm going to tell you something. What I love about listening to you, SJ, is I don't question it. You don't, there's no fat, no extra. It's not too good to be true. It's not so syrupy, dressed up like, look good on the outside. I wonder what's around that corner. There's nothing about the way you deliver this content that makes me question it. How does he know as a futurist? Who named him a future? None of that. It just sounds and feels like the truth. Has ring to it. So I'm really grateful for you. And talk about do you have a book?
Not as of now, but there's a book inside my head
You better
that
get it
I,
out because I saw the 3D book thing. I saw it.
yes,
That's what made me ask. It got flashed inside my mind. I saw it. So I want to ask you, what about this podcasting? Where can people go to? What's the best place to continue the dialogue with you? Is it what we're seeing at the bottom of the screen?
it absolutely is. That is an all in one landing page using AI. Imagine that. And you will see on carousels all of my past podcast appearances.
Okay.
You will see a booking calendar for booking time to talk with me.
Nice.
My LinkedIn presence, and a number of different other things.
Awesome.
And it's all on one link,
Okay.
all in one.
Eh,
So whatever appeals to you as a person, you should be able to find it there in the sense of, oh, do I want to see more of him on a video podcast?
Yeah.
Bingo.
Yeah.
I want to book time with him. I love LinkedIn. I want to connect and see his thought leadership and writing, whatever that case may be.
Whatever it is.
One link, all the above.
There you go. You guys get over and check it out. Do yourself a favor. And I want to thank you as we get out of here. SJ, awesome. Great content. I learned a crap load for real. And I'm not just saying that. You guys, thank you. Listen, I'll see you tomorrow. It's a great show tomorrow. The experts are back for the monthly show. And it's the Valentine's Day edition. So it's an episode I'm sure you're going to have fun with. So God willing, I'll meet you over there at 8 a.m. on the front porch, where again we will have together another illuminated conversation, a darn good tootin' time at the same time. As in closing every day, I tell you I love you, and I mean it. And guess what? There ain't a damn thing you can do about it. Have the best day ever. See you tomorrow. Thank you.
Show me your soul, baby, I'll show you mine. Show me your soul, honey, it's way past time. How expensive do I have to be? Need I spend